We have a ranch here in the Orville, California area. We have 700 acres. We mainly raise sheep and lambs. We started with NRCS in 2000. Through the use of the EQIP program and the NRCS, we developed over about a 10-year period 38 pastures. That involved putting in about 12.5 miles of 5-wire electric fence.
If you don't have the fencing and the ability to manage your distribution on your land, the sheep will just go where they like it. So it could be places that are shadier or where they feel safe. And then a lot of the forage on the land doesn't get utilized. So by having all the fencing in, he's able to get the sheep where they need to be, as well as keep the sheep off where they need to stop being. And it just allows the land enough time to recover from that kind of impact.
The drought has reduced the amount of forage that's available, and it has shortened the length of grazing periods, and it has probably caused a few ranchers to sell off parts of their flock. However, a funny thing happened this winter. We had a neighbor with about 100 sheep that he simply could not feed. He'd run out of feed entirely. So he brought those over to our place, and we managed to feed them for 6 months and had excellent forage growth and production simultaneously. Whenever I'm asked, I try to explain what we're doing here as being a comprehensive conservation plan. The simple act of building a fence and dividing your lands provides protection for the animals, for the plants, the microbes, the wildlife, but it also produces cleaner water. You also retain ownership of more of the rainfall because it filters into your soil, follows the root zones, and doesn't run off as much. And what does run off is cleaner. On the livestock side of it, you end up with better production.
A conservation plan is a continual process. It's not a moment in time. Any change you make on the property causes other changes, so it is always being addressed. So it's kind of, we call it an adaptive management. You look and see how the land is responding to the activities you've done.
I think we started off with something like 8 different practices in the first year. It included fences, roads, water line, a well, water storage, water troughs. So over the years, I think we've reached almost at least 20 different separate practices.
Looking across the countryside here in Butte County this year, you see a lot of our rangeland that's suffering. And there's a lot of different reasons for that, but looking out here, I don't see the same situations that I'm seeing elsewhere. There's still standing forage on the ground that the sheep can come back to.
I think the best way to say it would be a comprehensive change in the environment of our ranch. In other words, the fencing and the rest periods allows the grasses to grow. It also allows nesting birds and allows wildlife to have a more stable pattern. At the same time, we're getting more forage, we're getting better gains, and we're getting a higher stocking density, and we're getting more diversity to the forages.
What I really appreciate about what Mel has done here on this property is through his work in conservation, through implementing his conservation plan, he has built resiliency into the land and sustainability into this operation.
I've achieved so much satisfaction that I wish I were 40 years younger so I could keep going. That would be ideal, but I don't think that's going to happen, even unless the NRCS comes up with a program for that.